initial damage. However, the support getting pulled back, but Aaron blood hit on two. No way.
Rolling on the next assassin though. He's very tanky. It's Glimmer Cape and Yules.
He's about to go down, but actually the first one is easily getting chopped down by the Juggernaut. Another chop. Look at how long he can chop. All dropping quite low. The Micropie dealing decent damage as well. Now finally an Omni Slash comes out and spinning around. That's 2 down for Team Liquid with no buyback.
Oh, 3-man coil supernova.
Oh my god. Wow. Okay, and that is going in. All dropping quite low with the damage on Puck as well. They go for it and Steel's man locked down that Puck at the wall of Arena of Blood. First one down is Boxy. Godlike once again. And then Godlike double kill. Oh my dear lord.
Dream coil from Ori, catches the 3 of them, and all the levels there with a follow-up duel, catching Quaither. See mid, straight up opening. He's alone. He's looking to start the fight. He's buying time for the follow-up to come in, and UIW jumps in with a punch up. The Dream coil's down onto the 2 of them. Mickey, is he able to get out? No, the snowball catches him. Dream coil down onto the 2 of them. Boxy's trying to fight with this BKB, but he just doesn't do any damage at this stage. He has to run. He's not going to be even able to do that. The setup everything, the Dream coil, the save comes in from Tiger, comes over with the snowball, but the follow-up tempo level crashing through the thunder, the follow-up sneak. 30 seconds until they've got the full squad back in play. Oh, Mickey's going to be sent in straight away. They're looking to try and burn him terribly. They get the pullback to the random, but Poyoyo's able to pop the BKB. Oh, the level rolls straight in underneath the tier 4s. He's onto the Quaither. Quaither's out for 80. Blink potential from Fiji Gaming to maybe get in and disrupt this. Older Lemon's going to go for it. He's popped the BKB. Poyoyo's in as well. Rosha's going down. The die. They'll get the kill, but Poyoyo is able to snatch the Aegis. They're going to go in. Poyoyo's heading over. He's looking for a target, but he's been sent up into the air by the Yules. They've lost the way past the BKB, but the Half-Up was already down on him. To disarm for a good duration of it. The Arena comes out, but they can't lock down. Nothing to say. He's able to get the siphons off. Older Lemon's gone. So's Poyoyo. They'll catch Older Lemon. They fear the Terrorize. He catches Ori as well. Ori tried to jump in, but it was straight into the Terrorize. Dream coil down. BKB's out for Faith Beyond. They're going to get the slash straight away onto the IO. Can they burst down Army? He's getting low. They'll take it. There it is. They break down Army. He needs help and he needs it now. Ice Blast coming out, boxing from the sidelines. He's got the epicenter, good to go. Heads over with the both straight into no one. The Deafening Blast pushing the 2 of the back. No one pops the BKB. He's got to run. Afterlife looking for a jump. He jumps over, gets the black hole off onto the IO. BKB popped for no one. Have they got enough damage to bring down BKB? Is getting low. He tethers up to the high ground. BKB's still alive. BKB's on the run. No one can't catch him. What can Afterlife pull off? Already Boxy starting off the action. Jumping in Afterlife. He's going to go with the black hole. He's only caught Insania for now. Then the Cataclysm. And he dies. Through him. That's it. The refresher Cataclysm. It's all too much.
Like Cyclops said, there were a lot of circles yesterday, but here to help me talk about these circles are Lizard and Gods. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having us. It's a pleasure.
Yay! Well, we had a pretty intense day yesterday.
Filled with circles, all sorts of circles.
There were IO circles, there were Mars circles. I guess Cloud Salty kind of like counts as a circle.
Yeah. There are also circles around the names of the teams who are going home, packing the bags, getting kicked out. That's what we're here for, the minutes of teams. Sheever and Mike's favorite, we see teams go home.
What's up with you guys? I completely agree. It brings the stress to all these teams, emotions, and it makes everything more interesting. But I was the someone going home most of the time very early.
You know the feeling.
It's not the greatest
We were kind
feeling.
about it. That's why we had the Toomey backpack here. We're helping them pack, get to the airport a bit quicker.
I see. Hashtag ad.
Oh my goodness. Well, today we have 3 teams that have made it out of wildcard. Paris Saint-Germain LGD, Vici Gaming, and Team Liquid, who had a fantastic day in day 1, and day 2 decided to give us a little bit more storyline and proceeded to go all the way to tiebreakers.
Liquid on day 1, Lolquid on day 2 wasn't that great, but they did manage to go through the tiebreakers, and they showed up versus Gambit. They showed up really where it mattered the most, and that whole day, these 2 days of wildcards really have me thinking, how hard will they impact the meta in the upcoming group stages? Because we've seen teams just completely disregard everything they prepared for and just hop on the IO wagon.
Yeah, the IO, the Puck, the probably 2 most successful heroes. I mean, Puck picked or banned in every game with a 70% win rate. IO winning every single game it was played as a carry.
Yep.
And I think the other big trend I noticed is the teamfight aspect. The Phoenixes unbeaten, just...
The Phoenix Puck combos, Mars as well. Yeah.
The 2 teams, Vici Gaming and LGD, just were winning games not off of the laning stage, but off of these big mid-game team fights.
Right, and you mentioned IO, and we do have a couple of teams in the group stage that were seeded directly into the group stage that play IO as a support. So maybe we'll see IO in a different role. But one of the things that we could probably be sure of is that we'll see a lot of picks and bans circling around that hero. Let's take a look at the hero. At the teams that we have in the group stage. We have Alliance, OB Neon, LGD, Quincy Crew, Team Aster, Thunder Predator, Vici Gaming, and Team Liquid, who qualified through the tiebreaker.
Yep, we have an amazing set of teams, really. The wild card was stacked on its own, and then you get the 3 of those that are best from the wild card. You add them to the rest that already qualified straight to the group stage, and you're in for one hell of a group stage for these next 2 days.
And now we have all 6 regions being represented. This is where it's going to be, we've been hyping up the fact it's been over a year since we've had that cross-region play. The wildcard, we got a taste of it with the Europe CIS teams against the Chinese teams, but now we get NA and SA coming to the mix as well. So it's going to be, I think the meta is going to be completely different here. Some of the stuff from the wild cards is going to carry over, but I also think we're going to see a totally new style of play, particularly from Thunder Predator and Quincy Crew.
Yeah, not only do we have new teams coming in, but we have, we had 6 teams before for wildcard. Now we have 8 teams for group stage, and with extra teams come extra matches. Let's take a look at the schedule for today. On this stream, the main stream, we have Alliance and Team Aster coming up first, Quincy Crew and OB Neon next, and with Shiver and the crew, we'll have Team Liquid versus Quincy Crew, OB Neon versus Team Aster, and closing out the day will be Vici Gaming versus Alliance. What matches are you excited for
There's
today?
just so many good matches here. Sadly, obviously, many teams are plagued by the stand-in effect because of the situation that was, in the world, or some different things that were a little bit unpredictable, but we'll see. All of these matches are really insane. The Alliance's matches for me are the ones to really look out for when it comes to the quality of Dota. Quincy Crew as well, representing NA, will be very interesting for a lot of our viewers, but for me, Alliance, Aster, the opening match is pretty good, and I believe they play
Vici Gaming.
They play Vici Gaming at the end as well, so that's really going to show how Europe matches up versus China.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think a lot of the talk is, always about which is the strongest region, how many slots each region has, and I think the 2 regions that are consistently talked about at the top is Europe and China. I think the last few years Europe has had China's number, particularly at the international, but it does really feel like now the Chinese teams are looking stronger than ever.
Well, we don't only have those matches today, we have a whole bunch of matches going on. We have 3 streams today, everyone. Open up those tabs, because on one Esports_2 and one Esports_3, we have 10 sets going on there. So make sure to catch all the Dota, watch all of it across all 3 streams.
Yeah, pretty much every region will match up against each other. You can see SCA versus China, in PSG.LGD versus OB Neon. You have as well Vici Gaming versus Quincy Crew for some NA versus CN action.
Yep. And we get some of the rematches, because the teams who played in the wild card are going to have to play each other again in the group stage. So it's going to be interesting to see, what Team Liquid learned from some of their losses, whether they're going to be able to bounce back today or not. So Very curious to see how those wildcard teams perform, because if anything, they may perform better because they've warmed up a bit. I think some of the group stage teams coming in have just had a little bit less time to kind of get their footing, maybe get used to the travel, the jet lag, and also just play some Dota. Like, the more you play, the more warmed up you're going to be and the better you're going to play.
Well, while our wildcard teams are already warmed up, let's take a look at Alliance versus Aster, who are both, this is their start to land Dota in over a year.
Yep. So actually, Chinese teams did play a LAN. Like, they were all on the LAN for the DPC season. It was the only LAN that we had in a really long time. But obviously they didn't have viewers and whatnot, and obviously it wasn't cross-regional. It was only Chinese. So first international LAN for them. But going to be very, very interesting, because Aster, they were pretty much top of the Chinese league. They were looking really, really strong. However, because of some reasons, they will not have this Sir playing with them. Borax is unavailable. Lanham will be playing, and Mad, who's their coach, will be standing in for Borax.
Yeah, and we've seen what that stand-in factor can do. It, completely crippled Team Nigma in the wild cards. I think it really puts them at a heavy disadvantage, not just in this series, but in the entire group stage. Fortunately, 7 of the 8 teams still advanced to the playoffs, but it does kind of not bode well for them as far as their results.
One good thing is their coach used to be a support. Nigma had a different story, right? Nigma, with their stand-in, he wasn't an offlane player.
Right.
And it's very difficult to find the right synergy in your team when you don't have a certain position at all to be played. So it should be a little bit easier for Aster, but Boboka, who's currently in some sort of a lockdown, has had great impact during the DPC League. Unfortunately for them, he was one of those really important gears. So.
Right, but in comparison to that, Alliance actually, they don't have a stand-in. They have the full roster for this event. So do you think that will affect the gameplay overall? Do you think that maybe Alliance will change up their gameplay based on the fact that Coach Mad, who hasn't had any top-tier Dota experience in the last 2 years, do you think that will affect that?
I think it can make it harder to draft against your opponents when they have a stand-in, but overall you're going to feel good that they're not playing with their full roster. But definitely, I imagine teams playing against Nigma are like, what do we ban against them? Like, they don't have mind control. Who's playing what role? But with Alliance, a lot easier to prepare for them. There's a lot of data. They've not just been playing in the European DPC League. They've been playing a number of online tournaments over the last 3 months. This team has just been a staple at the top of the European region for a while. And to me, they've been the clear number 2 after Secret overall for the past year or so.
A very similar situation with Aster too. They had some of these online leagues as well, like FDC. However, usually what the situation is with the top teams from the Chinese DPC League is they're not taking these other leagues that seriously. They're practicing different drafts, trying out stuff, so you can be fooled a little bit by the quantity of that data that goes your way. It doesn't have to all be accurate.
Yeah.
But I think Alliance obviously has inherent advantage because they're not playing versus a full roster, and Boboka is one of those guys that when you're playing against him, you don't truly know what he's going to play. They can pick some core like a Monkey King, and it can end up on a position 4. So it gives them also this relief that they don't have to worry about flex picks.
All right, well, Alliance is definitely known for playing a lot of diverse heroes, so we'll see how that goes in the draft. But let's take a look at the position 3 comparison.
Yeah, these two guys are pretty much the leading forces of these two teams. XSS on one side, S4 on the other. S4, he's had a very, very difficult start, or let's not say start, resurgence into his pro career, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't all clicking with Alliance, but in the DPC League and throughout this year at least, he's been looking his old self. It's all clicking.
Yeah, I think definitely a lot of the kind of controversial way he was brought into Alliance has been shut down because of Alliance's results over the last 6 months and the noticeable improvement. They just seem to get better, and S4 as an offlaner has improved so much, I think. Like, he was at times a weak link on EG, but now he's looking like a star in this Alliance team.
And damn, we have already 4 picks in.
Yep.
Yeah, Aster started off. I was gonna talk about this, but all right. They started off. Yeah, they just banned out FNG's Kotl, which is something that most teams ban out versus Alliance. And then Alchemist, it's not banned out versus Alliance, but mostly because they just recently started playing it in the DPC League on that offlane position. Sometimes mid, but offlane S4 did wonders. But when you ban out these two heroes, obviously Io is in the pool. And in Europe, there's this big love for IO plus Weaver.
Yeah.
In the other regions, not as much, but IO plus Weaver is very, very popular in Europe. In Chinese region, perhaps eHome would start to draft such like this way, IO plus Weaver, and then they would relegate Weaver on the offlane and play IO as a core or even maybe as a 4, but most likely Hans can IO.
And I think perhaps, we're already seeing a big shift in meta. Puck has gone ignored for at least this first phase. I don't think it's going to stay ignored because both teams don't have a mid laner picked up just yet. So we'll probably see it banned out or picked up third, fourth. But that's been like must first pick, must first ban up until now.
And with the DK ban, and Void Spirit now, this is a Puck 100% banned or picked for one of these two teams. Now, Alliance has to be careful because if they do snatch that Puck, Team Aster loves to play TA, and it's one of those rare teams that actually makes TA work. White Album can just solo carry games in the hero that also counters Puck in the mid lane, so it can be...
Can you explain that for me? Because we've seen a lot of Puck throughout the series so far, but I haven't seen TA at all.
Yeah.
How does TA work versus Puck?
The problem is you do dominate, you pretty much crush Puck in the laning stage. However, the hero is very greedy coming from a mid laner because it needs a lot. She needs a lot of space. She usually just farms that Blink Dagger, perhaps even Dazo before she's ready to fight.
Yeah. It's a very different way of playing the mid lane. It's kind of similar to the Shadow theme, which we've seen not be too successful because it's this carry style hero in the mid lane, whereas most mid laners typically are about making plays move around the map, being more the ganker style of hero.
Iko Baby just made me yawn.
This is the morning game.
Wakey.
We've seen a lot of teams, first games of the day look a little shaky. Yesterday it was Gambit, who they got 2-0. Then they bounced back and won all their next games, but their first games of the day were rough.
Man, I can't blame them. I wake up at 4 in the morning and I can't fall back to sleep.
I do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I woke up at maybe 4 o'clock this morning.
Same. At some point I just get up, make myself coffee, sit on the balcony and stare into the distance. That's it.
One of the questions I have is Kunkka ban from Alliance. Is that a ban based off of Team Aster? Because I haven't seen a lot of Kunkka throughout the last 2 days.
It's decent versus Io, right? And versus Weaver, it gives you reliable catch, but it's not something that Aster loves picking very often. So yeah, this was so very obvious.
Yeah,
That's
it was like whichever team had the first pick coming out of these bans, it's like all the Puck counters are getting banned.
Yeah, there's still TA in the pool that you can snatch, and that Prophet as well, right? Yeah. Something that you can think about.
And TA is a limp hero. He's a very mechanically sound mid laner. I think that's where he shines, is using the laning stage. So
he's 100% one of the big reasons why they're here where they are, as he's also rank 1, I believe, now in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah. So
oh wow.
Very. MMR doesn't matter that much. I was rank 1 for God's sake, but he's...
It definitely doesn't matter.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't matter. However, he's a mid laner, and it is a confidence boost to be the best, to be on the throne, to have that crown.
But look at that pick from Alliance, Earthshaker. We had a big conversation about Earthshaker yesterday.
Not a fan.
Really? I think it's been overly ignored, though. It got nerfed. I'm just surprised nobody's been picking it at all, though.
Not a fan
so
at all.
Okay.
I feel that hero is just dead.
He talked for 5 minutes about how Earthshaker is so bad now and how no one ever picks him because he's that bad.
I also like playing Earthshaker, so talking about him being bad might make a certain frog buff him up a little bit. So
well, now we have the first Earthshaker of the tournament, so maybe we'll see some good stuff.
You better hope Alliance lose then if you want those Earthshaker buffs.
I already 7 picks in, I'm all into Aster. This is...
It's
Monkey King.
Their combos are just so solid here. We've seen the Puck with the Phoenix, the Coil plus Supernova. You can't run away from the egg. They've got Mars with those heroes as well. We talked. Cyclops talking about the circles. We've got 4 circles.
This
basically.
is Team Circle.
This is Team Circle, pretty much, and everything that they want has been given to them. That Prophet is a really good pick. We talked about it earlier. It's really good combination with Io. Weaver probably won't be buying Aghanims at any point, but that could also come in handy. However, it's also a very good pick versus Puck in the mid lane, one of those heroes that can lane against him. Yeah. So I really like the Death Prophet pick, and this hero for me is top tier mid laner. I think it deserves even to be picked or banned in the first stage. But still, is it good enough to counter all the teamfight potential from Team Aster? I don't think so.
Yeah, I've still not been convinced by this IO Weaver too. Like, yeah, it's been this go-to combo in the European region, but I would much prefer to be on the side that has the Mars Phoenix opener than the IO Weaver.
And, this is very peculiar. You see that Alliance is banning out the SF, even though they have Puck. That's because Team Aster played Puck on multiple different roles. They played it on 4, they played Monkey King on 4, they played Monkey on offlane. XXS, usually everyone talks about Baboka, Borax, because of different reasons. But this offlaner, he's very, very flexible as well.
Yeah.
So who can Team Aster and Team Alliance pick to really round out their team? Because they have 4 circles on Team Aster. Basically, to me, it looks like once they engage with like Mars Arena, they're just gonna throw everything down, right?
Yep.
What can they do to really round that out?
I think for Alliance, yeah, you've got okay teamfight yourself with the Shaker Death Prophet. You're probably just looking for what? I guess the Death Prophet can be flexible here.
Yeah.
What are they looking for? I'm lost.
Yeah, when you're Alliance and you have this Shaker, okay, so I've talked about how much I dislike the hero. However, he does open up your draft quite a bit, as you can pick heroes such as that Prophet on the offlane, and now you can have this pick for your mid laner. However, when you have second and last pick, it's a little bit better. You're not really mind gaming Team Aster that hard here.
And it's hard because nothing's going to be like a huge surprise because Aster can still has that last pick of the draft. So if they want, they can pick a mid lane, which is what Alliance expect. They ban TA, they ban SF, or they can just send the Puck mid if they feel like Puck can go mid. So a lot of flexibility for Aster. Yeah.
Very flexible, yeah.
From Alliance, I want to see something that's not greedy at all, because you already have IO and Shaker. These 2 heroes are definitely on the greedier side when it comes to the supporting duo, right? So
who is a non-greedy hero?
Anything that does stuff with just the levels, that's on them to figure it out, because it's very flexible right now when it comes to Weaver, Shaker, and Death Prophet. They can pretty much put them on, and IO as well. It can be a core.
If they do, I could see them doing like a Storm mid potentially.
Beastmaster. There you go. That's probably the perfect way to go about it.
Enigma.
Instantly picked.
Another circle. Yeah, that's a 5 Enigma, by the way. 100%. Lanum is going to play it. And why did they pick it? They picked it because you run up to that Beastmaster and you just use demonic conversion on one of his boars. So it makes his lane a lot more difficult.
And they just give a lot of golden XP. So that's going to... I mean, they're going to be able to secure that safe lane very easily, it feels like, for the Monkey King. And then they're just going to send Puck mid. I think Alliance were expecting them to pick with those more carry-style mids that White Album likes to play, but they just said he will happily play Puck.
All right, well, let's hop right into predictions. I'm going to go first because yesterday I was going last every day. Definitely Team Aster. I like the way that they...
Aster, but I just think Alliance coming in has looked so incredibly solid. They're playing with their full roster, and for Aster, it's just such a big hit missing a player and having a stand-in, and for such a key play.
Well, let's add 2 more opinions to that mix. Let's bring in OD Pixel and Lacoste. Guys, what do you think?
I'll go with Alliance. I like what they have. A lot of tower damage, a lot of roche-taking potential. I don't think there's enough control for this Weaver. There's also Relocate Enigma picked into the Beastmaster. Just doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah, I feel sort of overall the map movements that Alliance are going to be able to hit Aster with are just going to come too fast and furious all across the place with the Beastmaster, the maneuverability of this Weaver IO duo. I think it's going to be a little too tricky for Aster to keep up with. But then I think Aster's going to lose some early objectives against Alliance.
Well, we'll see how that turns out. We're going to turn the game over to you guys. Good luck. Have fun. let's start with game one.
Prepare for battle.
Thank you very much, Simi. We should have a lot of fun with this one. Alliance versus Aster, two hot teams from each of their respective regions. I mean, coming in sort of outside of the draft, what do you expect from these squads? I mean, you're obviously following the Chinese region during the league. What have you come to see from Aster?
Super strong. Like, this team was amazing. Unfortunately, Borax, aka Baboka, was not able to attend the major, so they have a coach who is standing in, and not too much information about the coach. You know, not the player that has much international experience either. So I'm a bit worried how that's gonna go. Ready to see what happens. You know, might be pleasantly surprised.
Let's have a look. Let's see what he's able to pull off this game, Matt, as he steps in here for Aster.
30 seconds.
Let's see if they are going to be able to deal with what is going to be just this incredible amount of push that Alliance will have once the 6 is up for Limp. They do have great team fight. Of course, Aster, they have this... pretty much every single player here on the team is offering up a fantastic ultimate to throw into this fight. You know, if you come into this area where Alliance is trying to push, Aster are going to have the control and ways to fight back when Alliance do start to group up.
Yeah, look at all those circles. Like, these are some of the best team fight abilities in the game. It actually does not get better than this. You have Wukongs. This is like my favorite combo. Mars plus Wukong before they get the BKBs. Hold them inside the Wukong's command. You have Phoenix on top of that. Like, just a Midnight Pulse in any of these abilities is going to do a ton of damage.
Absolutely. Yeah. The team fight is going to be insane. It's going to be down to if Alliance can sort of play around those cooldowns when it comes to the mid-game and try and sort of hit Aster when they're not prepared to come in with the combos.
Like, even if they have 2 ultis on the cooldown, they can still take a fight against what Alliance.
They do have a lot, yeah.
This is an old school combo. Beastmaster, IO, easy scouting things with the Hawk. You use Roar, relocate 2 heroes. So, you know, standard stuff. A bit worried for the Earthshaker. Usually FNG is the one who's, you know, playing 5, but he's playing Earthshaker now. Usually we don't see him, you know, being played these greedier position 5s. So they might, like, share the position 5 role by the sentries together, because, like, I would want Earthshaker to get some kind of farm in this game. Like, eventually you will need to have a Blink Dagger.
I mean, definitely something that Alliance are very comfortable with. They do like to run it as such. When they seize the opportunity to get both the IO and the Shaker through the draft.
Has been killed.
See what he gets done with it. Bottom lane S4. It's gonna bit of a hit here from the Eidolons. Actually going to be able to turn block Lanham off.
Yeah. Budget Fisher against the real Fisher.
That's true. For now, at least. Now, at least in the late game, Mono's going to be able to pack a bit more punch. Top lane Nico, baby. They're going to have it. As Matt, the stand-in, he's the one to claim first blood. Hanskin not quite able to keep Nico, baby, safe enough from the 2 of them there.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
At the GG in the old chat.
He's already put in the flag up. He's offering it for Alliance to take. Some confidence indeed.
Definitely didn't expect the Nico baby to die there. Like, Weaver paired up with an IO.
Lane, right?
He should not die in that play, especially early on.
That's just good aggression from Aster. And getting him close to the tower as well. Maybe Nico baby just feeling that he was safe enough to play as aggressive as he was on his low HP that he had. Was that sentry still down the lane? We'll see if Lions are able to take that away. They do. Nico baby will be able to find that.
Don't mind me.
White Album playing extremely aggressive on the mid lane, almost behind the tier 1 tower, trying to deny some gold for Dead Prophet so that she does not get the bottle. Here's the Spirit Siphon from Lim. And Dead Prophet is the hero that does well against Puck. You know, some of the heroes really struggle against the constant harassment, but Dead Prophet, once she gets the bottle, the extra like sustain that you get, and there it is. Managed to pick it up, just needs to use the courier.
Some solid nukes to contest and push the lane back against the puck. Top, Kobaby he wants this Centaur. He will be able to get it there. Not quite able to stop Kobaby from taking a creep.
S4 decided to go for Wild Axes as well. as the boar. He does not have enough mana to actually use all of these abilities. Like, I can understand why, you know, try to use the wild axes, get a couple of Eidolons, but yeah, it's tough to sustain mana with the Beastman.
4-minute runes coming into play. The move
No
over
one from
FNG.
Aster actually going for the rune, so yeah, FNG will be able to secure the rune. Might be forced to take it.
Why Album heading over. Not quite the chance for them to make a go for it. Started to have a bit of a poke onto S4 whilst FNG was away, but of course with that haste rune, FNG quickly able to return, and it's going to be able to find some couriers thanks to that haste rune. As he'll be able to take that away from Mono. Mid limb. Why Album, he has to actually jump in over towards the tower as he had already used the orb before to allow Limp to chase him down the lane anymore.
Aster doesn't really have the greatest 4 and 5 to actually rotate. But yeah, they're just outnumbering Beastmaster. The slow, Boundless Strike should do the trick.
I mean, yeah, they make it work. You know, Matt swings around to the bottom lane, and just having that extra bit of firepower, literally from the Phoenix, it's enough to get S4 out at the bottom. So already, I mean, 2 kills on the board. You got to say, you know, Matt stepping in is looking pretty good so far on the Phoenix.
Definitely. Mid, pretty even in terms of the CS. Dead Prophet will get level 6 after this, so will Puck. Like, I'm not sure if they can kill a Dead Prophet, even if they decide to like rotate Phoenix. They might need to bring 3 heroes to kill the Dead Prophet.
I mean, look at this FNG!
That was close.
Oh, that was... I mean, it was a heads-up move from Lanham to sort of have the persistency to keep chasing and look for that. So not quite able to close in with the Malefice before he TP's out.
And we can already see the power of position 5 Enigma, where he has a lot of denies. Look at Beastmaster CS, 14 CS. Beastmaster usually the hero that stays on the top, puts the pressure on the tower. Not the case here. And Monet is getting some solo XP on the bottom, going for the Battle Fury. Like, Chinese teams really love Battle Fury on the Monkey King.
Yeah, we didn't really get that at all in EU. The Battle Fury build-up was definitely straight away from, I feel, by most teams, but in China this was still very much
this is their go-to build most of the time. Sometimes they even go the most possible greedy route, you know, Battle Fury Aghanim.
I mean, is that what you imagine in this game? Or do you think Mono will go for Battle Fury into something that's going to enable...
He definitely needs, I'm not even sure if he needs a BKB this game, because they have...
That's true, BKB doesn't do too much, right? It's just
really
the shaker, kind of. And everything else...
Everything else is the physical damage, everything else goes through magic immunity, like Exorcism, Roar, so he might be just able to tank up. Yeah, I don't think he needs a BKB. Sounds like maybe stupid, but definitely doesn't need it as the first 3 items.
No, I think maybe later on, you know, it depends sort of how good of a game like FNG is going to start having. You know, if FNG does get those items at a quick timing, if he makes these moves, gets involved in kills, which hasn't been happening so far. You know, it really depends on how much you're scared of the Shaker just chain locking you down.
I saw Ahmed getting BKB as 6th item on the Monkey King the other day, but it's just Ahmed thing, so.
Very close here, 7.5 minutes in. I mean, even with the 2 kills from Aster, the gold remains very even. See Nico, baby. He's got the Maelstrom complete. Also able to find himself that tasty possessed mask.
That's a 7-8 minute Maelstrom. Not too bad.
That's not too bad. That's rather quick.
They also have a big stack that he can clear. Do they have any stack of Ancients? Yes, they do. Triple stack. It's easy to farm Ancients with Fever. With the Swarm, minus armor, they also focus it so you don't take any damage. And now he has enough sustained Possessed Mask. There we go. Look at that damage. Juicy.
That's just some solid farm for Nico, baby. And something that's not really going to get punished right now by Aster. Not quite looking to make moves into the jungle. They do have, of course, the Dream Core ready to drop. if White Album sees an opportunity to make a play mid. Does have Mad hanging around by the side, also Lanham. Lanham, of course, still focused on just cleaning up that bottom lane, soaking up the XP whilst Monet is headed over to the jungle. Doesn't want to play in the lane too much more now that the 6 is online for S4 and there is that potential for plays to come in onto him.
And this could be a bit problematic for Aster because like Phoenix doesn't like to make any moves. Enigma as a 5, like yeah, he's getting XP. Roar on the bottom.
Oh yeah, look to take Lanham's life and he'll get it. See the counterplay coming from Aster. White Album comes in. He's going to drop the Dream Coil down with the arena. There's no escape for S4.
Okay, a bit of an overkill, but they got him. That's what matters. Now they can start putting some pressure on the top lane. Not the most important tower, but they already saw people TPing, so they can... Like, if someone TPs, let's say Enigma, he's just straight up dead on the top. Relocate will be up soon. They can also clear the Ancients. It's only 1 stack, but it's better than nothing. It's being pinged out.
Is under attack.
I'll be able to take that away without Aster any sort of chance of defending it. They're going to start moving over, but it's going to be a little too late. Majority is taken. No Dream Coil still. So they'll try and make the jump onto Hansken. Hansken is going to get caught by the Malefice. He'll get taken out. They will punish Alliance in the sense that the IO goes down, but Nico Baby more than able to escape to safety.
This is kind of a start that you want to have when you have a stand-in, you know. Him having 0 deaths, involved in 3 out of 4 kills, doing pretty well. You know, just the boost of confidence.
No, absolutely. I mean, and in terms of what he could do, I don't think he could have done more really in this first 10 minutes, Matt.
Now you can always do better. Yeah.
I mean,
he could have been godlike, possibly.
Could have been godlike. 10 minutes on the support Phoenix. I mean, it happens.
In pubs.
Yeah. When it's against you.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Beastmaster has another roar ready, plus a book. Getting very close to book 2. They don't have the catapult. So yeah, Team Aster, they don't want to make any aggressive moves. Mars wants to play Dota, the rest of the team, you know, especially Monkey King just wants to hit some creeps. So with that Blink Dagger, they should be able to find a kill if they can burst that Prophet. They could burst that Prophet for sure.
Yeah, I mean they could pretty much kill whoever they get the jump on here. Making a move down towards the bottom lane. At that moment in time, S4 and FNG the ones to hang around here. Of course, FNG really did the dream catch for the smoke gang. S4's the target. There we go, XXS is in, Arena's down. It's an easy setup, and with the Sunray, they've got ample damage to bring S4 down. He's going to turn throughout the Roar.
Oh, he's
got the Supernova, so he's able to save himself.
Didn't kill him, but still forcing a Supernova, it's fine considering the situation he was in. In the meantime, Nico Baby just continues to farm. We'll have SNY done 13 minutes in on top of Maelstrom.
It's very quick.
It's super quick. They were just constantly doing in the ancient stacks, taking the enemy ancients. Level 10. How's Monkey doing? Level 9. Still needs to buy a broadsword to finish off the Battle Fury.
And what do you sort of imagine there's going to be this period in the game where Nico Baby, as you say, is going to have this incredibly quick Maelstrom SNY, and Alliance, they will look to try and get aggressive and try and fight Monet, find the Monkey King whilst he only has the Battle Fury.
Yeah, that's the timing, because Weaver wants to take a fight. They have a good setup, you know, for the Wukongs, and Monet actually got a point, because there's a lot of synergy between, Wukongs, especially with the Arena, Midnight Pulse, Coil, you name it. They have so many circles in this game, so much team fight. And it's easy to execute, I would say. Even if Aster misses, 1 or 2 abilities, the big ones, they can still take the fight, because, look, it just doesn't get better than this. Maybe Dark's here instead of Booth. I don't know, but yeah, pretty much the best teamfight abilities. That Prophet. level 6 for the Echo Slam anyway.
S4 has got the Raw.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Trust me, I know how to handle such power.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Silence! I'm out!
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Bounty.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Hey!
Radiant's bottom tower is falling.
I do not comprehend.
是的，就是差了一点。
Как раз зарешала, видишь, какой он плотный, там и Угаракс, и Сия уже...
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Invisibility!
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's one of the stronger openings that they do run. Was a farm on the Weaver Eater. This is why Alliance, they love to open with this Weaver Eye, and I'm sure we're going to just see this come out, if it's allowed to, time and time again here in the Major from them, as it's one of the stronger openings that they do run.
Yeah, it's actually a sick opening. He died once in the laning stage, that's pretty much it. I don't think he should have died there, but they were just stacking, managing to make Weaver become super farm. He's staying 3k gold ahead of Monkey King with the Battle Fury. Of course, now that Monkey has the Battle Fury, the gap will close a bit, and he is going for that build that I mentioned, Battle Fury into the Aghanim Scepter.
Alright,
it's a super greedy build, but you deal a ton of damage.
Yes. And he could kind of get away with it this game in the sense that, as you say, the BKB isn't essential. for the Monkey King. You know, he can make excuses to not pick it up early this time round.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, they're going to need time, and Alliance with the strength they have, we'll see if they actually give Aster that time for sort of the Battle Fury Axe to really come into place and get Monet back up there to the farm that's parallel. This gold that Nico Baby just has rolling in.
He's getting very close to BKB. Great pickup on Phoenix. Spirit Vessel done. Already has a charge, so that's going to help quite a lot against the Dead Prophet, against the IO. Also loving the build on a Handskin. You know, getting Urn, a casual Urn is always fine. Getting Hood of Defiance after to make him a bit more tanky. Pretty much everything that Aster has is magical damage until Monkey King starts to get some right clicks in.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
There we go. Big items being finished now in Alliance.
Dire are scanning.
All these sort of tools to allow them to really go heavy on these pushes and really test Aster's capabilities of fighting right now.
Problem with item sinking is when one hero is too far. Like Fever, ideally you would want to have that Prophet also have a BKB at this point, but you know, it's just that Fever is too farmed and it kind of looks, you know, that Prophet, where's your farm at?
I think Nico Baby just of course, an incredible amount ahead. 3k gold.
And they found the perfect item for your position 5 Earthshaker, Philosopher's Stone. Like, even if you're just staying, not fighting, and not doing anything on the map, just playing defensively, you will still get the gold, and he's getting very close to that Blink Dagger.
Smoked up Alliance, ready to come in with the reveal of S4's Blink. And there it is, jumping in there, able to cut the tree. Is down on the low ground. Can they do anything with this Alliance? BKB's popped by Nico Baby's committing, but the black hole comes out from Lanham and he's able to trap the 3 of them. Put a stop to the attempted blade for Alliance. They take down S4. They turn over towards Hansken. As Alliance, they sort of hand that one to Aster. As Lanham's just able to sit there, get the black hole out onto the 3 of them, and turn that whole aggressive move from Alliance. I mean, you know, you could sort of see the temptation was there. They cut the tree of Monet, but always trying to fight round onto that lower side of the cliff. It's going to be very difficult around that tier 2.
Yeah, they just did not have the right angle. We're going to see that one again. It's a bit tricky. Good positioning from Lanham, and he also has an Ether Lance, which is something that I've seen. I believe it was Jin Q who tried to do it on position 4 Enigma as well, which was pretty good. Looked like a good pickup. You know, gives you that mana sustain, gives you the cast range. And now he's going into BKB.
Some solid plays already from Lanham. Absolutely.
Lanham has been really impressive. Like, he's an old school player, but he still has the moves. He's very aggressive also as position 5. I remember a couple of games when he was playing Abaddon. Going in, ganking with position 5, gets Orb of Venom, gets stuff done.
Got to be prepared for these black holes from Lanham. I mean, we've seen, you know, even with this early BKB, it's not going to do too much when the black hole gets laid down. And as farmed as Nico Baby may be, the rest of the team around him, sure they're not necessarily poor, but they are very much killable. And Aster will deal with the rest of them if they're able to lock down the Weaver.
Now, Weaver needs to be careful. Low on mana, has 14-1 charges.
Instantly, 2 TPs coming in. I'm going to be able to get him with the spear. XXS comes in, cuts into the tree. Nico Baby, he's able to get the BKB in the time. So Hanske coming in, takes him out of there.
That was so close, actually. Nice play from XXS. So, yeah. Someone's going to die. It's going to be Hanske.
Oh, it certainly is. Got a whole squad of Aster waiting for his return.
Look at that, a falling star.
That's Hansken, yeah. He'll have to tank that one for Nico Baby. He's playing maybe just a little too aggressive. A couple of moves now from Alliance that, despite the strength that they do have with Nico Baby's Weaver, now Aster are not letting them get away with anything.
It's really hard. Like, Alliance's draft is really, really good at taking the Roche, you know, just going in, forcing a fight. You have a vision advantage from the Beastmaster. You take it super fast, but you can't just afford to go in, considering how much good abilities Aster got inside the pit. Like, These are the best abilities to fight inside the pit, pretty much.
For Aster, of course, these moments where Alliance isn't coming swinging at them, they're more than happy, as it means that Monet can continue to it's farming, they've got the ultimates, they can contest this if they get it quick enough. They have insane fight around the Roche pit. Alliance, they started poking, now they're going to go for a smoke. They know that Aster's going to be on their way over, they want to try and catch them by surprise.
Oh, good positioning from Landon.
He's able to get it on the three of them, a beautiful jump for the Shaker, comes in, takes Landon out of the fight, now the BKB up for Nico, but he's ready for the cleanup. He takes down Mad, runs down XXS, is 3 dead on Aster. And now with the further catch, they might be able to find Monet. Monet's trying to TP out. Have they got the damage? They don't. Monet
He
will
actually
escape.
manages to TP out. That Hawk actually gave them the vision. I was like, yeah, that's a good positioning for Enigma. He can make stuff happen, but good Blink Echo coming up from the Earthshaker. They managed to kill the 3. They're still also secured in the Roche. I hope we see that fight once again.
Brilliant stuff from Alliance there. They start for the Roche. They know White's going to be scanning. They know they're going to be heading over. He could try for a Roshan snipe here. Alliance, though, they're playing prepared. Nico Baby hovering around the outside of the pit. See if he goes to the jump. He's in. It's a little too early, though. He's going to have to get himself back out. Alliance don't have the space to finish Roche and get the Aegis on Nico Baby. And now we'll get to see that replay here. The smoke from Alliance. FNG perfectly in the middle of the 3 of them. Enough of an opening to allow them to start taking Aster down one by one.
Yeah, you can still feel the power of the Monkey King. Wukong's command, Aghanim Scepter is done. Also going for a bit of a cheap damage. Getting that Crystallis also has Imp Claw, so like Monkey is gonna hurt. Weaver has that Aegis right now and getting very close to Scotty, which will like cripple these heroes. The healing coming out from Phoenix, Spirit Vessel, Monkey King's Jingu is not gonna be that great anymore. I have Scotty, you know, an expensive item, but feels definitely like one of the best in the patch for sure.
Are scanning.
Silence.
Aster coming out with the smokes. I mean, they may not have been able to stop Alliance getting the Roche, but they still have the ultimates ready to drop. Tower taken, and Monet just a recipe away from the BKB himself. TP's coming in on the bottom lane. Nico Baby is ready to start chasing. He's going to head in and start things on to XXS. They get the spear over the tree as Monet. He's able to drop the ult, turn the battle. Strike. Nico Baby's able to get the time lapse off. They're not even able to take him down the once. Still with the BKB in the Aegis. Good to go. Nico Baby's more than happy to fight this. They'll turn into the trees. They'll find Mad. The rest of Aster will manage to escape.
Puck had silence ready. Maybe he got surprised by the status resistance. Not sure what happened there. They could have easily taken the Aegis off Weaver. He was very close to just pop it. Like, he didn't even need to use the Blink Dagger. Top lane, Relo.
Coming in, see if they can find Monet. Not quite. FNG tried to set it up with the Fisher, but Monet was ready for that one.
Good vision coming out from Alliance. They're controlling the enemy triangles.
Find anything, yeah, as you say. They're going to know exactly what's coming their way. FNG's not going to get caught out.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Protecting this vision that he's set up. Not leaving Aster any chances to get in on this.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's Aster going to start the fight here onto S4. S4 going to have the heals coming out from Hanskin. It isn't enough to keep him alive though. Nico Baby sweeping up. FNG jumps in with the stab. He's got the opening on the Monkey King. Can I kill Monet over back? Oh, Lanham, he's been able to find the lockdown onto the Weaver. Grab slip as well. They'll take down Nico Baby at once.
BKB.
See if they can do it a second time. Limp, he's trying to run down Lanham up to the high ground, but the Sunray heal from Mads, keeping the Enigma alive. Jump forward from way up, but they're looking to get in on Limp. XXS, a beautiful spear, puts him straight back towards the base of Aster. As they catch Limp, Nico Baby and Hanskin on the way out. Hanskin TP's out. Nico Baby, the only one left around, as again, Aster coming in with a big hit. XXS, these arenas, these catches that the Mars is playing, it's allowing them to just break Alliance apart. That jump onto S4, suddenly Alliance don't have the full potential. They try and get back in with that move from FNG. but they didn't have enough damage.
They need him in the fight. Like, they need him to use his abilities. They need the book. They need the primal roar. He needs to be the one initiating. If he's the one getting jumped, like you can see, even the heals coming out from the IO, the mech, it's still not enough to keep people alive. I was really wondering, like, why XXS did not upgrade his boots. He had brown boots for 25 minutes, and now he upgraded the face.
And we're seeing as well, just each of these fights, I feel like it's been the third time, at least, where Lanham, he's just able to pretty much put the entirety of Nico Baby's BKB to waste with these black holes.
It's a position 5 Enigma. Like,
yeah, he's doing
at
so
the
much
moment, you really don't feel like it's a position 5. It's going to become even worse once he gets that BKB.
Yeah.
Weaver has a basher queued up. Like, I guess he just wants to be able to deal with the BKB black hole eventually if Roar is not used, but I would love to see a bit more damage on the Weaver. You can feel that, like, he's not dealing that much damage. Especially against the Monkey King, it's more of a tickling. Monkey King sitting at 22 armor. Got that BKB, got that Paladin sword, so he's ready to go in, ready to take these fights. I just want to see if Nico Baby commits fully to the Basher build.
Radiant's top tower
still holding
is
off
under
on
attack.
the investment, so maybe still deciding what's going to quite be the best fit at this stage of the game. And as you say, the Bash not necessarily going to help in the damage aspect, but maybe just favouring the control, that potential to get the Abyssal down the line, have something else to maybe try and cancel these black holes, but that's going to be hard, because most of the time Lanham, he is making sure that he gets Nico Baby every single time.
Yeah, that's his target. Like, he needs to be able to control the Weaver. They have enough. The silences, White Album. Like, this is kind of his build that I've seen a couple of times throughout the DPC League. Getting that Veil, getting the Dagon, not going for any, like, defensive items. Now he's gonna get the Eon Disc, which I really like, that instant initiation coming out from the Earthshaker or from the Beastmaster, and then you can get your spells off BKB by success.
Alright. I mean, he sees FNG, maybe he thinks that he can get away with the BKB if FNG was going to try and go for the Fissure into the blink out, but FNG, he sort of calls the bluff and he just blinks straight out. No wasted time throwing out abilities, and with that, no opportunity for XXS to get the catch on it.
Big item coming out from Limb. Shiva's Guard done when he uses the Courier. So that's going to help out with providing the vision against the Monkey King. If he's standing on the trees, reducing the attack speed.
Invisibility.
There's a Monkey King now, though, with a Daedalus. Monet, it's going to hurt. Alliance, despite the fact that they're keeping the gold close. We're seeing Monet, he's really closed the gap on Nico Baby.
Eon Disc ready on Mad. The old scepter.
See what they can do with this, man. He's able to dive away. White Album just laying down the Dream Coil, stopping Alliance from initially chasing any further. They're still trying to go for Mad. They'll pop the Supernova. The arena's out. XXS is going to try and turn it. BKB is back up. He's able to get the spear connection onto Hanskin. Pins him straight over the wall. S4 comes in with the roar onto Monet. So they bring it down with Lanham. He did. He's been able to find the black gold, and then he found everyone. Lanham again. Every single time.
Yeah, Lanham is just too good at Dota. He just caught 4 people. That's a blink BKB. He doesn't even have a BKB on Enigma, and he's getting the tips. Like, this is what I like to see.
It feels like one of those games that, I don't know how you can never let this team get the Enigma again. If Lanham's going to play it like this. He's just single-handedly destroying Alliance. They can't fight into this. Perfectly waiting for the opportunity to get in. See him take the bug off, make sure he's going to have that chance to get the jump. He gets 3, and then FNG says, tell you what, I'm feeling generous, have a 4th.
Dire's middle tower is under
attack. That's just beautiful. Let him get in. There it is. And it doesn't get more perfect than that very much.
It does. Lanham, they've got to deal with this Enigma. They can't go for any sort of move unless they are 100% certain that they have control of Lanham.
They will have 2 Eon Disc, one on Puck, one on Phoenix. So, like, even if you get a good initiation, like they're still gonna be able to make a counterplay. Like there was a Yule Scepter, but they also need some kind of follow-up. Maybe if Earthshaker was there to stun the Phoenix when he came out of the Yule Scepter, things could have been a bit different. But I can understand like why FNG does not want to like fully commit. He wants to be able to go in after. Suddenly, 10k gold lead for Aster.
10k lead. I mean, that, look at that just coming out.
Will respawn in 2 minutes.
Has been killed.
Earthshaker has a shard, but it's not an S tier shard anymore. It's not good. It was a bit OP before.
A bit OP. There we go, Aster. Ready to exercise their lead even more.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They're ready to make the jumps, but Gas falls out. I'll find FNG though. No escape for the Shaker.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Able to take down a part of Alliance around this moment where Roshan will be coming back up shortly.
They just don't have the damage anymore, I feel like, on Alliance. Weaver going for the Basher into Abyssal Blade. That's fine, you know, to be able to control Enigma, but you also have a Beastmaster. They're thinking, you know, we need this roar on someone else. Like, we can't afford to use it on Enigma, but after seeing what happened in the previous fight, they might be forced to, you know, wait with the roar to go on Enigma.
Yeah, so someone's got to stop these black holes. If they don't stop Lanham from getting his ultimate off, they're just going to continue to lose every single team fight. No doubt about it, with the way that Lanham's been able to find these placements. Yeah, this game, without doubt, it's
Dire's top tower is
very
under
difficult
attack.
for Alliance. They did have that solid opening at the beginning of this game. Nico Baby's farm just in a fantastic position. They just weren't able to do enough with it.
Yeah, it feels they didn't take the fight when Weaver was strong, and now it's kind of backfiring.
I think sort of the beginning of sort of the tough times for Alliance was that move that they did make around the tier 2 mid, and they tried to go in a bit too aggressive onto Monet. Played that chance to maybe take the team fight. It's too deep, close to the tier 2 and in an awkward spot. And you have to be so careful overextending against a lineup like Aster's because of how phenomenal their team fight is.
Monet has been playing so well this game. They didn't even manage to kill him once. Got his farm. Has actually enough gold to buy a full Abyssal Blade. XXS ready to jump in.
This Roshan is not something that Alliance can go for unless they take some sort of a fight. No chance of doing it whilst it has to have the full 5-man alive. Aster's on the hunt. They know that the Alliance is going to be playing this high ground, waiting for some sort of movement around the pit. The question is, are Alliance prepared for Aster to come in from this angle? Coming in from their own jungle, XSS looks for the jump. FNG's out to the side. They'll find Limb, though. Limb's alone. He's getting burst low. Are they able to save him? He's able to get himself up in the open Yules. Bonnie tries to lay down the Wukong's command, and the Fisher from FNG puts a stop to the cast of it. As Limb will live for now, S4 has to put the BKB. Nico Baby's turned up. He's looking for Man. The Supernova down. There's the arena. Can they take down the egg in time? They got the roar out onto XXS. The egg will get taken down by Nico Baby. They've lost Limb, though. XXS is deciding to back out of this, but the bash is there. And Nico Baby is able to put a stop to the TP. Alliance have found 2, they should be able to find a third with XXS left alone.
White Album is just cleaning up with the Dagon. Man, Limp, he was so patient with the BKB, did not want to use it. Dagon from Puck, reset, and he goes in and just blows him up. But nicely done from Weaver, you know, having that Abyssal Blade, can easily jump Enigma right now. Have an extra lockdown. They might try to force a fight inside the pit. Spell Prism found by Monkey King. Like, this is the item that you want to have. Puck will probably get it. Puck also hit level 25. The bigger silence, the bigger range. Monet gets the kill on S4.
They might get the kill on Monet. Nico Baby jumps up with the Abyssal Blade. Monet, I mean, he's going to put the BKB, but he's gone. Lanham will now come out with the black hole. Nico Baby does get taken out of response. Lanham He says it doesn't matter, Monet, if you're dying. You know, I'm the carry now. I'm going to deal with the Weaver, and he certainly does. They're going to be able to chase down a Hanskin too. As White Album and Lanham, they'll chase down another. Lanham, he really doesn't care what the rest of his team does. He says, I've got this one, boys.
Every single time, he just uses ulti on Weaver. Unfortunately, Hanskin did not have enough mana to use the relocate. Buyback from Monet. They want to get this Roshan. Just kill the Roshan, give him the Aegis.
I mean, I was going to say, to
Alliance wants to contest. They're the buybacks, they know.
It's going to be a little more costly.
Double damage. No one scouted that one out. Penta Edge Sword found by Monkey. It's a really good item on the Monkey King, especially with the Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, you just can't escape the statues. It's White Album. Gonna scout the action. That DDC still not been taken. It's gonna be pretty huge for the next fight. Susan's able to get their hands on it. Nico Baby's charging in. He's able to make his way over to what the DD Rooney is. So Alliance, they don't have the DD Rooney. Nico Baby resisting to remember to jump on a Hanskin. The arena's down as well as the supernova. Hanskin, he's gonna get taken down. She's gone for 99, on to the side, jump over to this one, Nico Baby has the BKB off. Roll from Esports, out on the way, success, the BKB there from Esports.
Big move on.
Damage for Nico Baby, and also taking down the BKB for Nico Baby, wears off. The Dream Coil catches him, that's the Weaver down for 2 minutes. A dieback from Nico Baby as Aster will have no trouble cleaning up the rest of the fight as it's only Limp and FNG left alive.
They can't take this fight with only 2 heroes. Aster can just go inside the pit. Monkey still chasing. Has a Missile Blade ready soon. And the Boundless Strike, but a bit out of range. I think Alliance will have one more fight. They need to kill the Roche. I don't think they have enough time to just kill the Roche and go end the game.
Oh, hang on. FNG. We're seeing if he could go for some sort of wild play around the pit. Wasn't to be the case. He ends up giving up another kill here to Aster. 29 to 13, 16k lead. This Aegis. It's gonna be theirs.
70 seconds without Weaver. Let's see what they can do. They can take at least the top side. Yep. They're taking the outpost right now.
Dire's top tower is under
just before that 40-minute mark, they're gonna have that benefit. Take it. Okay, Alliance did have the bottom one under their control, so at least Alliance won't miss out completely on the XP.
Still 50 seconds. Now they need to go through Aegis, go through the cheese. Aeon Disc will reset by the time they take the fight. Maybe Weaver, kind of considers Abyssal Blade a bad choice. Like Nullifier, I think they would get a lot of value also from that item. But, yeah. Aster knocking on their barracks right now. This is the second set of barracks.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
Playing the fights against Lanham's only going to get more difficult now that he found that ninja gear for himself. It's going to be constantly set up in the shadows. Lines seem to be so sort of strict with the way that they force themselves to try and at least get someone around from the side, around from the back.
Dire's bottom tower
is just going to continue to get them every single time. Chance of a hold around these tier 2s. They've got to wait for the base defense, Alliance.
The problem is Puck has Aghanim Scepter. With the Spell Prism, just if he catches 2 heroes, they follow it up with the Wukong's command. These 2 heroes are just straight up dead. Anyone who gets caught inside that combo is dead.
Pretty much nothing at all they can do against it. Game 4. I mean, with the lead that Aster have, if Aster get any sort of initiation or jump, fight's going to be pretty much impossible for Alliance.
Love the itemization on man. Phoenix getting that Spirit Vessel to nullify some of the healing from Dead Prophet and Io, getting Aeon Disc, a lot of value. He also has a refresher, so if he feels threatened, he can just refresh.
Not even going to be able to force that out of him. TV's coming in. Nico maybe knows that he can't hang around any longer. Hanskin, he's been left behind. Rest of the Alliance able to get out of there, but not without the IO for a minute. A save won't be available.
They really like refreshers on Aster. They have one done, and they have 2 queued up. One on Mars, one on Enigma.
See what Alliance can do about this. Ready? White Album jumping in, forcing back FNG. Wukong's command laid down, giving Mono the ability to just stand his ground there. Start beating down onto the tier 3 tower. What can Alliance do to stop this? Even preemptively throwing out a supernova, stopping any sort of chance of Alliance pushing back Monet. As Monet's able to continue to go to work, take down this melee rack. Now the jump will be made. The BKB's up in time though. S4 finds the roll, but there's no forward damage.
Another egg.
They're gonna lead Monet. As they have to back up yet again, Alliance, they still can't get in on this. In fact, Monet needs to make the moves over towards S4, but the fish is there from FNG. Holds back Monet. They bring him down the once. Jump in from White Album, quick with the burn. Taking out FNG. There is a buyback available for FNG. Success. Moves him with the rid of the trap. Nico maybe just permanent lockdown. Monet. Everything was supposed to
got the ulti off.
It's off just about with Lanham. Oh, he's off the mark. He's missed the black hole. Nico maybe's going to be able to live. And now he can turn. He looks towards Lanham. Lanham will fall into the damage onto Weaver. They also find a success. Look, he's being focused. He gets the Yules off in time and shoot forward. He goes crashing back down into the sun.
Does not have a buyback.
Nico Baby needs to do a big clean-up here if he wishes to hold the game on for Alliance. He may just do so. It's over to Mono with the Abyssal Blade. Turn towards Bad Try for the TP out, but the damage is there from Nico Baby. Alliance, they have lost their racks, but they will hold. They haven't lost the game yet.
Oh man, that black hole actually hit nothing there. Nice usage of the spells from Aster, you know, just the zoning tool so they can go in, get the mega creeps. Monkey King does not have buyback, so they have 1.5 minutes to work with. Let's see what they can do. Fever going for more damage, going for True Strike, like it's time to buy it, you know. If he sells the wand, still needs around like 2 minutes to farm the Divine Rapier.
We'll see this again.
Radiant's middle tower
some deep aggression from Aster, but it was getting the job done, gave the space for the racks to be taken down. But Alliance definitely able to make something out.
It was so close. Like, Fever dies there, game just straight up ends.
Yeah. Lanham, for all the great black holes he has, couldn't quite get in there. Would have been a blind one, I believe. Didn't have the vision on Nico Baby as he was shakooching away. And that movement speed just a little too much for Lanham to get the prediction right and catch him that time round.
If they can get a good jump on Enigma, like Enigma has a buyback, but yeah, if they can clean him up, Fever getting closer and closer to that Divine Rapier.
He is. Should be on track to have it for the next defense. 1,000 gold away. Go, baby. Picking up an item that we'll have to wait and see if it's going to be able to do enough to turn around the game against Megas. Against a scary-looking Team Aster that has a 21k advantage against them.
Very close. Divine Rapier just 300 gold away. The problem is they don't have anything against the Eon Disc. Like, they don't have a nullifier. They can't dispel it other than the Yule Scepter, but then, like, you're not focusing the hero if you use Yule Scepter on him. There it is, Divine Rapier done.
Alrighty. Pressure's on. Can they pull this off, Alliance? I mean, for Aster, they've just got to catch Nico Baby in one of their ultimates. Things will start to fall apart already. The jump's been made. S4's been found. They might just have to ditch him. Leave him alone. He's going to get the roar out onto the Lotus Sword, but he's getting focused. Hansken.
She's available on Mars.
Hansken will save him. They're not actually going to lose S4. S4.
This could potentially be bad. Lanham is smoked.
White Album, he's in, he's out. Takes down S4. We'll get him at the end of the day. White Album still chasing. He's got those low cooldown attacks. This will be problem. He's popping the Exorcism. He's going to start trying to force them away. The Supernova's out. He sends something to the side. Nico Baby has got the damage to take down White Album. He has it. White Album's able to jump out and away with the illusory orb. Puck will escape.
Creeps are in the base. They need to address that problem. These are the mega creeps. White Album playing so well, going in and out. He knows that he can't die. You know, having that Eon Disc, the CDR coming out from the Octarine Core, coming out from the Spell Prism. Duration on phase shift 325, cooldown 3.7. Not too bad. Like, it's a 60-second cooldown on Ian Disc. 9 seconds on Dagon 5.
You said we saw how much he was doing with those abilities without the juice cooldown. Now it's going to be even crazier. Juice cooldown's going to refresh up now. Doesn't land him. White up jumps in. Lim going to start up the defense with the exorcism, but Money moves it straight away with Wukong's command and the Abyssal Blade. He's on top of the death from and Lim's gone. Has got a buyback and get himself straight back into the action, but the tier 4s are falling. Nico baby looking for the back line. Hopes the this down and mad. They're looking to just end the game though with the Monkey King on the front line.
There's the black hole.
There it is yet again. Lanham's in. He's got the catch. 5-3 of them. Has it got the second black hole locks down there, but he's coming with the buyback. He's out of the game. It's over.
Oh man, what an ending. Like Team Aster understanding. Wicked just force it, you know, use this Wukong's command as the zoning tool, go for the barracks, even though they had the glyph, it was still not enough. Just not enough damage. Alliance kind of missed opportunity when they had the Weaver, who was staying so far ahead of the Monkey.
Success able to farm their lives. Oh. Gotta watch out for XXS. Gotta watch out for XXS. Getting a little punish for the greed there in their jungle, you know, wanting to stick around as low HP as they were, to just be as efficient as they can with the clearing of the camps. XXS just perfectly punishing it, getting a huge push up there in golden XP.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's gonna be such a good timing on the Blink Dagger on Mars. He actually decided to go for the phase boots a bit early, which is kind of a standard on Mars. You want to have that movement speed, you want to have that extra damage for the God's Rebuke. He upgraded phase boots last game around like 18-20 minute mark, which was kind of a weird. Phoenix collecting some XP on the bottom, only level 4. 10 minutes in, we'll need to buy the tome. Lanham also level 5, like the supports are a bit under leveled on side of Aster.
And we have an Alliance diving in. I mean, this is going to be responded to straight away with the double TPs coming in. The surge coming to an end. Whiteout going to try and chase down S4. Madden's diving in. I won't commit on him though. For just the cloak, still a little too tanky for them to deal with. He's going to have ample time to be able to surge away once more. Wow, he's continuing to chase. He's got enough burst. Sonic Wave, it's enough.
He got him.
Oh, very well done there by the quad. I mean, that was close, but he knew he'd done the numbers. He knew he had enough with the pure damage of the Sonic Wave to do it. And he does. Same time, top lane, Nico Baby will manage to find Lanham.
That's just so much damage, man. The Maelstrom proc, the second Geminate attack on top of that. Going for the same item build once again. SNY, some status resistance, some tankiness. Really like that build. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, Limp will take the tower with the catapult and the dragon form. We can call that Davion form, right?
Can now. Doing his job. Blink Dagger's done. The tower taken, the map's opened up for Limp to start getting involved in some of these side lane plays that they want to be doing. Again, as we said last game, with this Weaver Alliance, they're going to want to play aggressive. They don't want to give Aster the chance to farm away. And Monet with the Battle Fury, and he's working towards, if he gets that and can continue to play this sort of game, it stands a very high chance of just going the same way that the game 1 did, with Monet being able to slowly take over.
Yeah, he's farming that Battle Fury, just wants to be able to hit some creeps, but, you know, will join a team fight. It's not like he's playing a Monkey King, could be a bit more active with the Juggernaut, you join a fight, use the Omni Slash. Bottom lane, Mad will go down. A bit of a different game for Mad this time around. Not as leveled as he was in the previous game, not as farmed. Also build on Lanham. I've seen like most of the Chinese position 5 Lunas not even getting boots at all. Like just having a casual Dragon Lance, because Luna's base movement speed is pretty high. So you invest in different items. Buy a magic wand, buy possibly like a raindrop. We'll get level 6 after this. I just needs 1 creep, no creeps around.
White Album has the Orchid done. Ready for those players to try and catch Nico Baby.
It's a good timing on the Orchid. 1 deep observer ward placed by Alliance near the tier 2 tower. So this could potentially catch the smoke. Bottom lane, S4.
And they've got him. The jumps there from XXS. They put the Supernova down. They need every bit of damage they can get against this Darkseer with the hood.
We can see a different build from XXS this time around. Going for the Yule Scepter, relocate mid.
Sonic Wave is going to be able to push the forward and back, and that's going to allow White Album to blink out of there. They're going to try and chase on a little bit towards Lanham, but Monet's up on the high ground. And he's ready to help out if Alliance do continue to charge into them. They're not going to.
Come on, Luna. Kill one creep. We'll get you to level 6. There we go.
Quick reactions there from White Album. Lim jumps in instantly with the Orchid silence, stops.
No, he was so ready for that.
Dragon Tail.
Smoke? Yeah, I believe that was caught by Alliance. I talked about this ward, which is kind of non-standard ward. You don't expect them to have this deep ward 14 minutes in. But they should know something is up. White Album, he jumps in.
He's ready to start the action off, but he's been straight into a wall. The vacuum drags him back in. XXS attempted to push him all over the God's Rebuke, but FNG's in with the uppercut. They'll get the 2.
A good block. FNG got him.
Oh, and he's able to put a stop to the TP as well, rolling in with a snowball. Aster falling straight into the trap of Alliance there. You said Alliance just with the better map info. They were prepared, and Aster, they went for a very sort of aggressive blink there from White Album. I don't know what he expected. Maybe he felt that they would be nowhere near at all. Or he maybe wanted to try and bait something, didn't expect as many of them to be there, but ends disastrously for Aster as they lose 3.
Wards don't deal damage, but they give you an upper hand to position yourself to deal more damage. Dragonite going for BKB after that, after picking up the Blink Dagger. I talked about XXS item build, trying to get the Yule Scepter, which I really like. You need to have a Dispel against Surge, against the Ion Shell. It's also a great setup for your Spear. Bottom lane, Nico Baby and Hanskin just pushing in.
Got it.
Alliance
Radiant's bottom tower is under
bumping up the lead a little bit.
Dire's middle tower is under
They can't keep that pressure on. But for now, Aster are taking their turn to move in on the mid lane. Ult's available. Got the team fight good to go. So Alliance have to be really prepared if they want to try and come in with some sort of a defense. And already XXS has made the jump. The arena's out.
Good snowball save.
Going to buy some time for them. But the Omni Slash is coming in. Not enough bounces over towards Lindler. So Lim's still able to head back. White Album's got the cleanup though. Blinks in aggressively towards the backline. Finds Lim. And by the looks of it, will get FNG as well. The Shadow Strike out upon him. White Album jumps back across. Gets the kill. Got Nico Baby being brought in by Hanskin to try and find something in return. But it's the 2 of them against 5.
The silence
is out. Nico Baby, he's got to be careful. He will find XXS. The Soulburn brings him down low, but he's able to get the time lapse off. Nico Baby getting a good cleanup. He takes down 2. He'll be able to find a 3rd as he sweeps around to pick up Mad.
This build on Weaver that Nico Baby went for 2 times in a row, actually, like, it gives you the tankiness, it gives you a bit of a status resistance against the stuns, against the silences, and once again, barely escapes. We've seen that so many times in game number 1. Also, they need to focus Io. If they can like lock down Io, throw a couple of spells on him, they're a bit, if Mars is dead, they're a bit limited with the stuns. Now, Luna is not going to be as impactful as Enigma was in the previous game, so like there's a lot of difference. There's so little that Lanham can do, you know, as a position 5 Luna. You can use that Lucent Beam, you can use Eclipse, but that's it. Like, you're not dealing any right-click damage. There is not the same threat coming up from position 5 this time around.
No, well, we definitely sort of saw from Aster once they've blown the ultimates, the fact that Hanskin and Nico Baby knew that they could go back in against the 5 of them with just the 2 of themselves alive. It shows a great sort of read of the game by them, and that they know that they just play around those timings. Nico Baby's going to have the ability to freely move around the fight and find the kills.
Not enough lockdown for Weaver. No, just Mars. This Orchid is not going to do that much, especially once Nico Baby finishes the BKB, and he's getting there. You know, needs around 2-3 minutes to finish it.
Aster trying to catch Alliance down here on the bottom lane, but Alliance then up. I'm going to try and hold for this tower. So Aster will be able to take the objective.
Radiant's top tower is under
will be some wide goal pretty much done here for Monet.
Some money for Monet.
Mad. Caught out again here. Alliance able to make these moves with the jump, the catch that they do have. So then with this Blink Dragon Knight, no struggles getting the setup to
Excuse me, sir, what did you just call him?
Davion.
There we go. So Alliance will be able to take Tier 1 tower on top. There's not going to be any defense.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's a possibility that Alliance, they get 1 or 2 kills. Could potentially transition that into Roche. They have enough damage with the tag team, with Weaver. They could also like try to go in with 3 heroes. I think they have enough damage, but if you use the Swarm, if there's a ward around the Roche pit, could potentially scout it out, but they definitely do have enough damage. BKB getting very close for Weaver.
Top lane FNG. Try and set up onto Wyab, and the shard's out as well, trapping him. So the illusions, he's out to the side though, quick for silence as well, onto Westfall, make sure that there's no chance for a vacuum to hold him back. Just now have that axe complete, so now the effectiveness of these iron shells is going to be through the roof. See Westfall start to get very rich. Speedy's going to be able to push waves out. Mid, the jump onto Lim. Lim needs help. He's not going to get it. Hanskin and Nico Baby will come across, but it's straight into the arena. There you go. But Hanskin's caught. Supernova's going to be successful. Nico Baby, what can he find in time? Get one of the kills. Gets Ladham. Has to back off though. Avoid the jump of the stun of the Supernova.
And their team fight is still much better. After I saw the draft, you know, they don't have anything to combine the Darkseer wall with and fake him. Like, they don't have anything to keep them in the wall. Darkseer will go down, has that Aghanim Scepter. Like, he's also one of the few heroes that can hold the Philosopher's Stone. Besides, like, Zeus, Tinkers, some of the mid laners can also hold it. But yeah, Aghanim Scepter gives 2 charges and a bit of a HP. 350. It's not a bit, it's actually quite a lot.
Yeah, it's going to make all the difference against a lineup that has such heroes like the Queen of Pain, the Luna try and burst down targets. You lay that down on your Weaver, and already Nico Baby with the stats of the S and Y and the BKB. It's going to be quite a tanky hero. It's very, very hard for them to sort of lock him down long enough to take him 100-0 before he could get either the BKB or the time upside.
Monet finishes the shard on Juggernaut. It's one of the better shards. Like, it's because it scales when you get the items. It's so good. And going for the Aghanim Scepter to be able to like deal more damage, use that mini slash more often.
Lions. I'm going to try and go for a move whilst Supernova and Sonic Wave are down. Good move at this point. Could set them up for Roshan.
Oh, nice reactions. Like, you have to be extremely fast to do this. You need to be, like, pre-casting it. You need to have a quick cast as well, otherwise it's not happening. This is what I talked about. Them getting inside the Roche pit, have a ton of damage. They will not be able to get there in time. Like, the minus armor, the tag team is just too much.
It really is. It's just too quick. Aster, despite being minus into, they couldn't get there in time, and now Molly's going to get jumped there. The Dragon down with the arena's out. Espo caught by the spear, they take down the Dogs here. The Supernova arena combo's going to be able to set off and catch Slip off the side of the snowball fight. Sometimes it's not enough. The Supernova's gun still connects as they come out of the snowball. 3 dead on Alliance. See if they can get Nico Baby on the way down.
Good spear. But the relocate gets him out. Yeah, I mean, Io will pay still with his life. They did not lose the Aegis. A good move from Nico Baby. He TPs to the outpost for the possible dinner, but there is the silence. Like, they tried. You know, bro got him out. You gotta help the bro out to possibly get him out. Didn't happen, but White Alpha, man, he loves Witchblade as well. Like, he's going Witchblade as a 3rd item.
That's a lot of damage.
It is.
A lot of damage.
A lot of overtime damage combined with the Shadow Strike on top of that. Problem is they have like no abilities that go through magic immunity. Juggernaut's not that afraid of a Walrus Punch. I'm thinking about more like a Roar type of ability, Black Hole.
And we saw sort of a good effort from FNG there to try and counteract the stun from the Supernova, time that snowball, but unfortunately didn't have the distance of travel with it to keep them in it long enough before that stun went off, as Mad able to pretty much catch all three of them with the explosion of his ultimate.
A lot of sustain in the team fights from Aster. You know, you have this Spirit Vessel so they can reset. You have the Sunray, also Healing Ward coming up from the Juggernaut. He's very close to finishing off his Aghanim Scepter, so that's going to help out quite a lot.
Lions, despite the rough team fight, just having that Aegis, they can get back to business, taking these objectives. Tier 2 won't be defended by Aster. Aster just using this time to continue to make space, find areas of the map for Mono to be safe in. As the Aghanim's just 500 gold away for Jug. Also hits that big level 20 talent. So throughout these Blade Furies, not only dealing some...
Oh, he's not taking the +8 armor talent? Very weird. Just kidding, you know, I'm being sarcastic. Because Juggernaut already has like 21 armor, has 6 extra.
You want the damage.
You want the damage for sure.
There you go, baby. Going in onto Mad. See if he can chase for more. I mean, that damage from the Blade Fury, bring it down low. Nico Baby's going in very aggressive, but he's speared. Oh, we couldn't get the time lapse off in time. XXS able to catch him. They take him down once. See if they can do it a second time. The Omni Slash coming out. Monet's going to get dragged out from the side.
That's the real Omni.
This is the real deal. There's the big arm. Bringing it down low. The Sunray burning through the wall. They're brought down as well. They're taken out FNG and up to the high ground. They're running down Limp. He's going to be able to get out of it. He's going to blink up in a few seconds, but they can keep the damage on him. Jumping in. They take down Limp as well. An excellent start. Once again, XXS. You know, setting up that fight in the way. You know, we had this aggression from Nico Baby trying to push the Aegis to its limits, but he's caught out. They take him down quickly underneath the tower. They're ready to do it a second time as well, or at least, you know, take the team fight a second time. Nico Baby may get out, but it costs him 3 of his teammates' lives.
They just don't have enough, like, lockdown. Juggernaut can pretty much do whatever he wants in the team fight. The Nico Baby overextending a bit. They might be able to kill him.
But hang on, he's in trouble. He's got to be careful here. Will manage to get the BKB and the time-lapse off. He's going to turn towards Lanham, and it's going to be enough to push back Aster. XXS will TP out. It's just Lanham going down for now. Mad trying to dive away. Nico Baby and Hanskin attempting to chase. With an instant TP on the high ground, Mad makes it out of there.
He needs to be careful, like... He is tanky, has some status resistance on the Fever, but one like good spear, XXS has been playing amazing throughout this whole series.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Phoenix Mars duo that they're getting their hands on is looking very, very impressive. And so likewise to the last game, right, in these fights, you know, as you said, Nico Baby, a lot of pressure on him. If he dies, you're never really going to see a situation where the rest of the 4 heroes are cleaning up the fight, right?
Yeah.
They need that Weaver to do the damage. Midnight. Success is getting gone upon. He's able to get the arena on. And with the 3 of them trapped, can Aster do anything about this? They can. They're in with the switch slash. They take out FNG. Monet moving in with the Blade Fury. Got to be careful, alright? They've got the back of the best foil. Drop down the wall, Mad. Diving in the Supernova. That exit gets the spear. Sends Nico Baby straight away from the rest of his team. Doesn't clip onto anything though, so still manages to get out with the Shikuchi. The chase will continue. Onto the side. Nico Baby maybe thinking about going back in on this. Put the setup onto Limp. He's going to be silenced by the Orchid. Damage from the Blade Fury rips him apart.
Yeah, that damage coming out from Battle Fury is actually insane, especially with the level 20.
Oh!
Another good spear. Excellent spear. Wow. But they can't kill him. You know, they're a bit limited on the lockdown as well. They need the Orchid to follow it up.
I mean, it's XXS. He really does have Nico Baby's number. He's got to be so careful on this Weaver.
Juggernaut still has that Omni Slash ready going into Abyssal Blade.
He's got him in.
He got him again.
They don't have the follow. They've got a lot of damage though. Don't force him to time lapse.
Yunda's prog.
Gonna have Monet making his way over. Success. Has he got anything else to throw out? He's got the Blink the Arena. He's trapped him. but BKB is available. And then Nico Baby's going to have to pop it. He's going to have to pop it. Can't risk anything else coming out from Aster. But XXS just toying with this Weaver, keeping Nico Baby on his toes.
Yeah, you would expect the hero who has 18,000 net worth not to be afraid of the Mars, but he's just, you know, keeping him very anxious how he's using the abilities, how he's going to use the BKB. Of course, there's always going to be possible save coming out from the handskin, coming out from the snowball. But needs to be careful. XXS.
It's going to be able to make a jump. Gets in onto the Phoenix. Can they get the man off in time? He's able to dive out to the side. He'll live. Solid weight pushes back to the rear of the arena's out. They've trapped X4 against the wall with the spear. Hans gets down. Nico Baby trying to move it onto White Album. White Album.
They will get White Album.
On FNG. Flame Fury chased out Monet. He's over towards Nico Baby. Nico Baby's out to the side with the Shuguchi. He'll live. They'll get the Weaver out of there, but they've lost 2 Alliance. And with the BKB coming to an end, Limp's in trouble. The chase is on Monet. XXS and Lana running down. And yet again, Aster claim another team fight.
Unfortunately for Phoenix, they did not have Eon Disc. Supernova would be ready in a couple of seconds. They had the vision with the bug on, and Dragonite just jumps in, finishes him off. White Album needs to also be a bit careful. What's with the brown boots? Like, Queen of Fame has brown boots as well. 30 minutes in, going into AC. I like AC. You know, a lot of their damage is physical, but could potentially, you know, give them AC if you get vacant inside the wall.
Radiant's turret has been killed.
G. And he may have got the courier. Can he actually get out with his life? With a spear connection. Does he get Nico Baby? Does get FNG though. FNG, he'll burn. Supernova out from the high ground. Nico Baby's got to back away. It's been silent. They go over the slash up to Nico Baby. Nico Baby's got to pop the Tyrants, but he's Tyrants back into the Supernova. Over to the side. S4's taken out of the fight thanks to Hanscan. Nico Baby's trying to farm the neutrals. They've got the vision. They jump and he has to put the BKB and run. He's been dusted. He's on the retreat.
He gets the bash. There it is.
Still got the movement, Hanscan. By his side, keeping Nico Baby safe. Aster, they're still chasing a little bit though. Monet. He's got another swift slash.
No bash, unfortunate for Monet. 7k gold lead for Aster. Like, their team fight is just like superior. XXS has been playing amazing. Well, maybe I just cursed him.
I think you just cursed him. Or maybe not.
Just BKB TP out, Sunray to keep him alive.
Playing amazing. Nothing bad happening there.
Juggernaut picked up Mindbreaker, so that's going to help out against Weaver.
They're going for bad.
No Eon Disc.
Okay, let me see if they can get more as Nico Baby. Looking for Monet. It's too far away. Too far to dive. They know that XXS is going to be back in fighting form. Another save available now. FNG has got the blink, so can sit back and save
really
Nico
far
Baby.
for a position 5. Having a medallion, Falcon Blade, Magic Wand, now the blink.
XXS starting off the action. They're in with the slash on the west for the Sonic Wave as well. Again, hitting all 4 of them, pushing them back. Monet picks up the double kill. Nico Baby and Hanskin, they've got to run. They've got to get out of it. There's no fight to be had for Alliance anymore as they have to retreat.
Roshan is up. They can just go inside the pit. There's still double damage for like 20-ish seconds.
Top tower is under attack.
Cheese and Aegis. Man, Monet had such a good game in both of these. I don't think he died. I don't think he died in the previous game. So far in the second game as well, had 0 deaths. They're going to check
he died a couple of times.
He died a couple of times. All right.
We'll ignore that. No, but still, 10-2 and 18 in his first game.
From Lacoste to Lycoste, you know. Sometimes I love to, you know, debate people with a couple of lies.
Yeah, we don't want the chat to get Lacoste.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
10k lead now. The Aegis on the hands of Monet. The cheese. That as well. The Queen of Pain's White Album. What has Alliance got? A similar situation to last game. Decent farm. Good farm on Nico Baby. Not quite able to enable him enough against Aster's lineup that just built around such a solid foundation of team fight. It's Mars Phoenix.
Yeah, it's their bread and butter, you know. They left them 2 heroes. Like, what could they potentially pick? They will just go with the same stuff because it worked out nicely in the game number 1. You know what I was wondering? Like, why does Sanj give HP regen and lifesteal amplification? Like, makes no sense. Like, look at the item. If you seen the item, what would you say it gives? Like, I would say, you know, a bit of a damage, some stats, strength, yeah.
But you saw these extra little, extra little bits. I mean, they're pretty big bits.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Now to the point that tier 2s aren't really defendable for Alliance. They'll have to let this go down. It'll come down to the base defense again, but I mean, Alliance themselves, they just don't have any sort of big team fight, right? There's no sort of combo, there's no wombo. You have, as you said at the start, you got a vacuum, but there's nothing that's anywhere near as threatening as that of Aster.
Like, even if you blink, fake you into like swarm, 5-man snowball, your 5-man into their 5-man snowball.
Coming out with the Smoke Alliance, but completely off the mark on Aster's location. As Aster starting to speak back themselves. The question is if Alliance are actually going to be prepared from Aster. Aster coming in like this. Monet will show. See if Alliance want to try and make a go on him, or if they are going to assume that this is just a bit of a bait.
They'll just go mid. No, like, they have creep wave approaching. No reason not to. Still 2 minutes left on Aegis. Juggernaut wants to get that Swift Blink.
Here we have a TP back from Alliance. They've got to do something. They've got to hold him. Going to make the jump here onto Monet. Heals coming out for the Sunray. Monet is going to be fine. Still having half HP to work with the healing ward out. Going to be back up to tip top very shortly. As there's the jump back success, he's looking for the opening. He's got the setup, he's going to find the catch on Westport. They come over the slash. Esports going to get saved momentarily by the team, but he still goes down. Damage from Monet too much. Over the one catch down. Catches them. The Blade Fury from Monet rips down. Live underneath his tower. Silence down to Nico, baby. He'll get the time lapse off.
There's the badge.
Are there. He puts the BKB. He's got to run. He can't stand toe to toe with Aster. As Aster, they have the 4-5 man alive. Limps brought back.
They'll just go for
back on
tier 4. They want to end this game.
There's no buyback on FNG.
Aster again. My man.
Oh, he loves it. Feeling confident here as they look to close up this second game. What can Alliance do to stop them? As another slash comes out onto Liston, can even make it back to the fountain. He can't jump over with the Abyssal. It was Nico Baby. Nico Baby will live. They'll have S4 back in 9 seconds, but Aster looks to continue to close it up as they go back to the tier 4s.
Yeah, they can just close out this game. Davion does not have a buyback. I believe this game is over. White Alpha.
And the jump again. As XXS, he's got the catch. He's on to Aster. They're just looking to close it up. Alliance is throwing everything at them to try and stop them. They have got the 2, but with the Blade Fury, Monet can just focus through onto the ancient with that axe shot, take it down.
Great showing from D-Master today. Yes, you know, they woke up, they had a good breakfast, they were ready for this series.
Well, they really were. You know, EU more like Ehu. You know, but both of these games, Aster making it look pretty simple against Alliance.
Yeah.
Alliance.
Juggernaut!